Um, just got new information on the war, and I'm thinking about going down and getting something to drink because it's getting too hot in here. So I actually have an excuse, and I have to change my tire, but probably won't. And I also have to go mow the yard, which will be good because I can get sunshine. But there is something dastardly. Is that a word? There's something dastardly wrong. And I think it's censorship. Um, because this is so crazy. Um, it has to do with the technical term for it is called auto dub. And if auto dub is enabled on your YouTube videos, then you can watch videos in other languages. Like right now, I'm subscribed to three, okay? I'm subscribed to three channels that are in another language. One is two are one is Korean, I think. Yes, one is Korean, one is Chinese, and one is Russian or something. Um, Matilda, I think is her name. And I don't know which language she speaks, but it's something like Russian. And so this one, Matilda in Russian and the Korean, they have auto dub enabled on their videos. So I can watch them, and not only can you read the text in English, my language, but you can actually, their voice is changed into English by artificial intelligence. And so this is a neat feature. It's called auto dubbed. Dubbed. Auto dubbed on YouTube. You can enable it on your videos. And so this is very important. But yet I'm having difficulty enabling it. And not only that, I see you in the comments, just hopped in there. Thanks for leaving the comments. Not only that, but um, David Icke. David Icke has all kinds of people to help him with the software and programming and all that stuff. And I went and I checked his videos, and it's not even enabled on his videos unless somebody's blocking it. So this is a major, major obstacle. And so this is what I'm working right now. Some videos you put it up and you can adjust the captioning, you can adjust the settings, and it also has audio track or audio dub or something like that. And so that's bizarre. Um, yeah, something fishy is going on with that. This is major, major obstacle, big time. They're doing it because they don't want it to be available in the Spanish language. I can assure you of that. Okay, so I told you what's going on here, and I'm almost about to run out and just to hell with it, man. For right now, tomorrow. Um, in the meantime, and between time, um, let me tell you a few things. Um, okay, so I just saw some stuff that's going on with the war, and someone just said, a prominent person, I suppose very religious person in Iran, just said, today is going to be the return of the Messiah. So I won't tell you who said it right now, because if I did, everyone who's in here would take off and go watch that, and they probably wouldn't get this message. So I won't tell you who said it, okay? But that's what I just heard just a couple minutes ago. And I'll tell you, if you've been following what I've been saying, then you've probably heard it too, because the video just barely got put up about 2 hours ago. And so, do I believe it? Um, I believe it could happen. I mean, I'm just like, I'm actually waiting to hear a freaking kaboom, right? And then that's it. And it's going to be effed up because I don't even have solar panels. The people who have solar panels are going to be sitting pretty. Um, so let's move on to another subject here. I'll just try and tell you some stuff that's important. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want to have a drink, but this heat is too much. It's already hot. It's barely morning. What time is it? Um, this is showing that there's only one person in here. Is the signal any good? Let me check. I got the router sitting right there. And once it starts getting hot, the signal goes to crap. So let me just check and see if I'm. What's his name? Okay, so here's my channel. And we'll go to live. And I'll just check this. Just check this. And I'll check the actual signal up here. Oh, hell no, it's not going to work. It's on 5G. It's only got one bar. 5G freaking is garbage out here. Okay, it switched. Yeah, this is freaking ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. 5G 3 bar. Somebody's screwing around. You know somebody's freaking screwing around. Who would be making that much of an effort? Let me see if I. Sorry if there's a echo, but I've got to keep it on because out here in these, I have to keep this to see if it's recording. So I have to have the volume a little bit turned on. Okay, so it's annoying, but I've got to do that. Okay, so I started telling you some things this morning. I don't remember what the hell it was. We were talking about was psychology of something. Okay, and I told you that the most thing that we're dealing with here, what it, the bottom line is, it's about betrayal. This is Judas, right? This is what the whole story was about. Um, Betrayal. And I had said that this person, Judas, came from this land where this war is supposed to be. If it pops off, you're talking about nuclear war. Um, right outside of Iran is Pakistan, and Pakistan has a freaking nuclear warhead ready for the ass, right? Um, I don't know if you know that or not. Okay, they have nuclear stuff right there, and they're supposed to be an ally of Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia, I don't know exactly. I guess Iran just freaking dropped some kind of freaking bombs on the ass, right? So Pakistan is obligated because they have a peace treaty or something. They have a contract between each other. They're Iran. They have a contract that if Iran does anything to either one of them, the other one is obligated to step in. In this case, it would be Pakistan who's obligated to step in, and Pakistan has the bomb, nuclear. Okay? And so, anyhow, moving on here. Okay, so Cuba, there's a lot of things, a lot of videos now starting to be shown about Cuba. So this is um, interesting because there's a lot of propaganda, but there's actually a little bit of information that's come through. But live streamers is virtually zero. Okay, so this is a red flag. This is fish of the utmost you can imagine. The only live streamer that I see coming out of Cuba is Leo de Cuba. Okay, and so what else do we have to talk about here? Um, it's annoying hearing that thing. Um, okay, there's a couple more people I just subbed to, and I'll be telling you about them later as soon as I watch a little bit more of their videos. Okay, I've got some stuff here talking about food, but I don't think you want to hear about food right now. Okay, we talked about this already. Delete, not powerful. Okay, um, write this down if you got a pen. Write this down if you got a pen, and if I remember, I'll put a link in the description. All these new people I'm talking about, I don't know if they're going to be fly-by-nights. I don't know what the hell's going on with these people. Usually I will follow someone for 5 years to understand what they're about, that they're not going to do a bait and switch. But things are moving so fast now that that's out the window. She's always out the window when it comes to making dreams. That's the Cars off of Candy O, which was their second album. Their first album was actually probably better, but the second album actually has a song called it Candy O, which is pretty good. But another really good song is Dangerous Type off of Candy O, the Cars. Um, Anyhow, okay, I'll try to remember to put that in there, a link. But if you have a pen, then the name of this um, new person on YouTube is called um, it's the short for professor. Okay, it's PROF period. Okay, so it's PROF period Jiang Clips, and Jiang is spelled Jiang. Obviously, he's Chinese. Okay, he's a professor. And the name of this particular video that you may want to take a look at is called The Elite Are Not as Powerful as You Think. Okay? And this is basically what I commented on this morning. Okay? They're trying to make the people believe that they're more powerful and more smart than they actually are. They are um, exploiting the ignorance of the people. Okay? Their lack of education. And so, moving on to the next subject. I hope everybody didn't take off to go watch that video clip already. Moving on to the next subject, and then this is going to be the last of it, and then I'm just going to go and get myself a beer and go out and do the lawn. The apricot tree is looking really nice. We we pruned the apricot tree this year, and so I'm keeping uh, close, paying attention to it, and it's looking really, really nice and good. I actually want to put a net around it. I don't know where the hell you'd get one from to keep the birds away from the damn freaking. To keep the birds away from the apricots. They ate all their apricots. I hardly got any, and they're already scoping the tree out. They can't wait for them apricots. They could go to the next field and over there where they're growing fields and eat some of their cherries or whatever. Leave my apricot tree alone. I also want to get some bees. They got bees for days out in one field, and they actually have fence, and on the other side they have 2 boxes of bees. I was like, I'm gonna go grab those bees. But I was like, how the hell am I supposed to keep them in this car? Right? Bees flying all around in the car. If I had a truck, it'd be different. Okay, so moving on to this next subject. This has to do with sex. And who doesn't like to hear about sex? So, um, I'm going to tell you the name of the channel, okay? And if you take off, just come back and watch this video. Okay, the name of this channel is, you know, you know how Hollywood has been forced to release this type of content. There's so many different channels that are bringing you this real content from the body cams of police, sheriff, well, let's just say law enforcement, right? Law enforcement and the fire department, they're all wearing body cams. And these are all public. Uh, the public has a right to request the footage, the body cam footage. It's called Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. And so Hollywood has been forced to go get all this footage and put it out here on YouTube because they couldn't compete with with it. What's real? The people want real stuff. So consider it fortunate because now you're seeing what's really going on. And these things are a psychological gold mine, okay? And sociological gold mine. It's being exposed how people are jacked up in their head because of all of the stuff they've been watching on TV. And so um, there's all different kinds. And on my Facebook right now, I actually have one of a person here close to where I live. And it's got body cam footage. I forget what the name of that channel is, but they're basically all the same thing. It's body cam footage. And the people who are putting these out there, these channels, it's Hollywood. Okay? They had to do it to stay competitive because this is what controls the narrative. Okay? It's kind of confusing in a way. Okay? But anyhow, so the name of this, and this particular one that happened here close to me, is a guy who lost it. He had everything to look forward to in his future, but he couldn't handle it because his wife betrayed him. Okay? Infidelity. She betrayed the spirit that was between them. This is called infidelity, cheating, and basically murdered the spirit. And um, this is betrayal. This is what Judas Iscariot did, and this is what's going on with the war. This is where Judas Iscariot comes from. This is a very bad thing, okay? And um, because his wife cheated on him, he offed himself. And it's all on that video. And the reason why is because of what he believes. Our culture says if your wife does this sexual act with another man, then um, then you must self-destruct because of what's been told to through the media, where in fact other cultures do not believe this. Other cultures, it's perfectly fine for a man to have a wife, they have a beautiful family, and he can go with another wife, do the wild thing with her all night long, all weekend long, have some babies, no problem. Nobody's nobody's tripping. Not only one, you can have many, many of them. In Alaska, in Alaska, they will lend their wife to the neighbor overnight so that she can get her jollies. Okay? They don't have an issue with it. They're not tripping like that. Different cultures see things different. So, this is needless garbage that's going on with this. If you want to see that video, I've showed you my name before. I don't have the card right here, it's in the car. But I have that video up on my Facebook because it's important. And and so keep watching my videos and I'll show it to you later. Okay? I'll show you where it's at. And I wrote it down, didn't I? I thought I wrote it down. Anyhow, I want to talk about another video. Okay? Um, Same things with body cams. This this video here has to do with bitches getting freaky. Okay? And a lot of these behaviors, taboos, sexual behaviors, um, they're being exposed through um, what's it called? Social media. And they're a psychological and social gold mine because we can talk about these things. Um, so let's talk about this one. This one is, and I'll give you the title of it so you can go check it out yourself. Okay. This one is titled, okay, the title is is bizarre too. Um, okay, the title, let me give you the name of the channel. The channel is called Criminals on Body Cam. Okay, Criminals on Body Cam. And the title of the video by this channel, the title is Dangerous Child Predator, Horny Mother Caught Doing the Unthinkable with Daughter's Friends. Okay. You know that the most searched for category of pornography amongst females is lesbian. Okay? I don't know if you know that or not. Search on Google. Okay? Anyhow, that's the name of the video that I'm going to talk about right now. And talking about the psychology of this, there's one thing that stands out. There's three. There's three dudes on that video besides the cops. Okay? Besides the cops, there's three males. One of them is a young male, probably a teenager, and the other two are adults. And okay, I think I'm figuring out what it is. Okay. And so um the cops were young. The cops were probably younger than the dudes. These were the parents. Okay? And so the cops got there. I think that I think somebody dialed 911. I think there was like, I don't know how many girls were there. There was a whole bunch. They were having a sleepover or something. And And the only girls I saw were two, but you could hear the voices of a whole bunch of girls that were in the room. And so um, I guess what happened was these two girls that I saw, they took these two girls and they took them and they put them in the police car so that they'd be safe. They were teenagers. and and they were crying and everything. So I guess what happened is that these girls dialed 911, and that's what got the cops there. And so the cops, um, there was two guy cops, and then later I think a female cop got there. And the two cops were young. They were younger than the parents. And I say parents because while this was going on, some parents showed up along with the parents that were there at the house. And so you can hear the cops talking to the parents after all this stuff was going on. Then um, um, one of the parents went over there to pick up their kids because all this crap was going on. They're gonna arrest the parents in this house because they were letting all these girls drink. They actually bought them booze. And so they were, before they arrest these people and run them all into jail, they wanted to call all the parents to come down and pick up their kids. And so they arrested the female parent that was in this house giving these girls booze because she was groping them, drunk and groping. All of them are drunk. And the girls freaked out on this because she was making a move on them and started uh Feely. What's it? What's that called? Mr. McFeely. She pulled a Mr. McFeely on the ass. And then so they threw her ass in the police car. They were almost about to throw her ass down on the ground. Even her husband, he was like freaking out. He's the one who bought the booze for him, but even he was like, "Shut up." She was like, "I don't know what I did," because she was so embarrassed. "I don't know what you fucking f you and everything. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse." They just freaking cut her low. They just cut her low. You go check it out yourself. And so they put her in the police car. So her ass is going to jail. And and so the parent shows up, and this one cop. You have two different cops. One of them was worse than the other. Okay, and so if you go into the subject of policing, there's classes offered in college. It's called multicultural law enforcement, and it tells you how there's bad cops, there's bad people with are effed up. They have issues with authority. Their parents did something to them when they were growing up, but they're drawn to this profession like a magnet. Okay, this is a problem. And one of them didn't seem so bad, but the other one seemed a little bit going in that direction. You can hear it in there, or at least I can hear it in the tone of his voice and his behavior. But anyway, so he's sitting here and he's telling everybody, oh, what do you know, well, this, he's going by the book. And I don't know which one it was, but one of them went over and started talking to the parent that just got there, who came to pick up their girls. And he was pissed. He was big time pissed, right? He wanted to hit somebody. And so the cop, the officer, the officer went over there and he started talking to him. He says, "Hey man," he says, "I know you're fucking pissed right now." He says, I know you." He's trying to, like be cool with them and everything. And because yeah, he was pissed, but he was pissed at the cops, right? He wanted to hit one because they were going by the book. Whether or not you think they should, that's your prerogative. And so the cop twisted around, you know, that's one thing they're good at. They're good at mind games. And so he's saying, I know you're pissed and all this stuff, and but don't do anything stupid or this and that. And the guy, he didn't say anything. He was just sitting there, didn't say anything. And so that's interesting, that behavior, that, right? But he was pissed at the cops. That's what he was pissed at, because they didn't sweep it under the rug like people who live in affluent neighborhoods, right? They don't get treated the same way as people down in the dumps. These people had a nice house and whatnot. But also, the lady was like, I'm a nurse, I'm a nurse. These weirdos who are drawn to this profession like a magnet in law enforcement are also drawn to this profession because they put doctors up as a god, right? And they are in denial. It's like when you're with a person, you that your significant other, you see this person as significant. Therefore, I am significant, right? And if the person rejects you, then you are a piece of shit. And that's why that one guy that I was telling you about did what he did, went off the deep end. Okay? And but they're drawn to that, okay? Because she's all, I'm a nurse, I'm a nurse. And then they just freaking cut her low, dude. Right? And you gotta check it out. Okay, so anyway, this chick, this is a problem in that industry. But if you want to read why people behave the way they do, put these people up on pedestals. I'm not saying that you know that they're some kind of scum. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's been a freaking facade, and it was made by the reptilian shapeshifters. I don't want to say their names, okay? I don't want the heat. They monopolized medicine. Do your own research. They were buddies with Adolf Hitler, okay? But this book was written by a medical doctor, okay? And his name was Dr. Robert S. Mendelsohn. And the name of the book is called Confessions of a Medical Heretic. Okay, if you read this, then you'll understand all the psychology behind this facade that has been created. Okay? Um, if you want to know why that person is drawn to that profession, she thinks that she's hot shit on a silver platter when she's just a freaking cold turd in a Dixie cup, all effed up. Out there doing Mr. McFeely on her daughter's friends, and they were like, I wouldn't even trust you being around your daughter. Right? You listen to it. They just freaking cut her low, dude. And And so you look at the look, you look at the look on the parents' face, the parents who came down to pick up their kids. Okay? You look at the look on their face, and you can see they're all freaking freaks. And they're like, oh no, we don't want to press no charges, this and that. It's all on the down low. That's what's going on. You have all these freaks in these nice, richy rich neighborhoods, and they're a bunch of freaks. They've been going under the radar, and this video is exposing it. Okay, so that's all I've got for right now. Again, the name of that video is called Dangerous Child Predator, Horny Mother Caught Doing the Unthinkable with Daughter's Friends. The name of the channel is Criminals on Body Cam. Okay, that's all I've got for right now. Actually, I have more, but I'll be back on later. Thanks for leaving the comments, people. Okay, so I'm over here, but the comments are not showing up over here. But hello, hello, hello. Uh, Tyler, Tyler. Okay, that last name there rings a bell. And Joaquin, thanks for leaving the comments. We'll talk to you all later. Signing out from the Central Valley in California.